There we go. Okay, so my back was a little bit tight today for some reason. So I am going to use my shoes to do my bridges because it gives me a slightly different angle in my low back. It allows me to relax my low back a little bit better. So as I have issues, I'll share the way I deal with them with you all. So it just helps me get that little pelvic curl. So go ahead and lie down on your backs. I'm going to put my shoes on. And we're going to do a little bit of hamstring stretch first. You're going to take your right leg and put it through the circle. One of the handles behind the knee, other leg goes straight out to the floor. And we're just going to loosen up the hamstring, preparing it for its work. Just go, and don't worry how high it gets. Don't worry how much stretch you feel. This is just loosening up the muscle from not having done much maybe like this during the day. And now take that leg out and bring your left leg through the circle, base behind the knee, and we go again. And two more of those. And then you can take your leg out of there, bring your legs both in towards your chest, straighten your legs towards the ceiling, not completely straight, and just rub up and down the back of the leg and slap a little bit just to prepare the hamstrings for the work they're going to do. Okay, so we're going to keep the circle handy. We're going to use it in a moment. Take a breath for preparation. On the exhale, curl your tailbone, imprint the back, and then lift up the pelvis, pushing pubic bone to ceiling. Stay there as you take your breath, and exhale, start to roll down, articulating your back, letting each vertebra fall away from the one that just landed. And then the pelvis comes down, that tuck of the tail. Remember, it happens with the abdominals pulling the pubic bone towards your navel. Inhale and exhale. Pubic bone pulls, feel the low back imprint, and then push the pubic bone up to the ceiling, opening your hip. The second one should feel a little bit better. Breath for preparation. Exhale, roll down, articulating your back, releasing the back, letting the pelvis land. Breath again for preparation. Exhale, curl, imprint the back, using the abs, and then use the glutes, hamstrings, and feet to open up the hip. Breathe in, and exhale, start to travel down, articulating your back, relaxing your shoulders as you come down to the floor. Relax for preparation again, inhaling. Exhale, pull in the belly, bring that pubic bone towards your ribs, and peel the spine off the mat, opening your hip. Hold this position. Put your hands right on the tops of your leg line, right here. So in this here, I'm a little tight here. I feel a little more crease than usual. So I'm going to do a little curling, little pelvic curl, as if I have a little screw on my hip, and I'm screwing my hips to make my glutes squeeze. I'm not making a lift. It's not a push. It is a pelvic curl. It is an opening of the back rather than a thrusting of the pelvis upward. And last one, and hold, take a breath, and exhale, start to travel down. So that should have felt like something in the glutes. You're going to bring the legs into the chest and just pull the hips up by pulling on your legs and let your tailbone come off the mat, and then try to straighten your legs and go for a little bit more stretch there. We're going to go 4 more times, this time a little more challenging. You're going to take your circle above your chest. So now, if this also does not feel comfortable for anyone to hold the circle here, please remove, just lose it and pretend you have it. So we're going to pull shoulders away from your ears. Keeping them away from the ears will thrust the circle forward towards the ceiling, noticing that your chest is hollowed, and then you can bring your shoulder blades or your arms back into the sockets of the shoulders into the mat. Notice that when you do that, when you bring them back, so reach up again as you breathe in, and as you exhale and pull them back into the mat, there might be a tendency to either flare the rib cage or raise the shoulders a little towards the ears. Do that again, focusing on those 2 parameters. When you come back down, try to keep your ribs held in the front so you're stable coming down, and then all the work translates to the shoulders. We go again, all that movement work. And now bring them back down and broaden them. Make the shoulder blades wide and flat along the mat, keeping a little bit of tension inward on the circle. We're going to bridge without holding onto the floor. Breath. Exhale, curl, using your abdominals, peel the spine off, using your legs and glutes. Stay there as you take your breath, looking straight through the circle. Shoulders are anchored, roll down. Feel how shoulder girdle is broad and flat and not moving. And then you go back down to neutral. Breath for preparation again. Draw the navel to the spine and tip the tailbone upward towards your ribs and peel the spine using your legs, hamstrings, glutes. Hold there. Feel the weight of the body right behind your heart, between your shoulder blades. Breathe and exhale, roll down. This is a good thing to happen to your thoracic spine. We want to be able to move the thoracic spine. That's the spine attached sort of to the ribs. Curl up, peel the spine off the mat in order to let the neck be relaxed and the low back be relaxed. We got lots of work to do here in the thoracic spine. We want to get unstuck. One more time. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine, pubic bone towards your ribs, peel the spine off your mat, open up the hip line, squeeze the glutes, take a breath, and exhale, travel down, articulating your back. Now bring your circle down, knees come in towards the chest. Let's rock sideways. We're going to go into a rotation, but right now everything is rotating. Upper body, lower body, all like a log. Now the legs are going to stay tabletop. You're going to bring your circle back again over your chest. Anchor them. You know where that is now. Keep looking through the circle. Tighten your legs together completely. Twist the legs over to the right and push that left knee over till you feel your obliques. You cannot move the circle. Do not lose your left shoulder anchor. Come back to center with an exhale. Twist over as you inhale to the left. Sending the right knee over the top of the left a little bit to feel those obliques. Exhale, bring it back. So the legs would like to lag. You're preventing that. Go over to the right as you breathe in. And exhale, pull back to center. Try not to go too far. Twist over to the left as you breathe in. And exhale back to center. At least you're on the floor if you tip over. Twist over to the right as you inhale. Keep gazing through the circle. Keep the shoulders both anchored. Even though more weight is on the side you're rolling towards, feel the weight in the opposite shoulder. One more set. Does it feel the same when you go each side? You can make it be the same. One more to the left. Well, to a point. And exhale. Bring those legs back down. Let's take one bridge and open the hip flexor line because those legs held in tabletop and that was a little bit of effort. Take a breath. Exhale, curl. Inhale, reach the arms way over your head and lay them back behind you on the floor. Breath. Feel like this relaxing wave comes through your fingertips, wrists, and elbows, and you can no longer straighten them. They're just flopping, and each vertebra comes down, and then you're relaxing all the way to the mat. All right, thread your fingers. We're going to use the circle for the second part of the chest lift. Support your head. Lift your head slightly off the mat. Pull your shoulders down. Take a breath. On your exhale, imprint your low back and let the upper back come forward or the upper chest come forward towards your knees. Stay as you inhale. Exhale, lower yourself back to the mat. Breath for preparation again. Lift the head a little bit and then feel the seesawing of the body, the leverage. You've got the low back going into the mat. That's bringing the upper body up. Stay there as you breathe in and exhale, lower back down. Breath for prep again. Lift the head a little bit. Feel the weight. Pull the shoulders down as you imprint the low back into the mat. Looking towards your navel or your knees, take a breath and exhale, roll back down. If you have the ability to curve your spine more than I do, your gaze, let's go again, could be closer towards your navel without crunching on your neck. My gaze is straight above my knees. Take a breath. Exhale, roll back down. 4 more. Breath for preparation. Lift the head slightly. Exhale, pull the shoulders down to the waist as you feel the powerful abs lifting up your chest. Stay there as you breathe in and exhale, lower yourself back down. It's only important to come up to the tips of the blades. Breath. And exhale, curl up. Breathe in. And exhale, lower. 2 more times. Breath for preparation. Feel like this action Flexing the spine without pulling on the neck is actually lengthening the spine. Inhale and exhale, lower back down. Last one, breath for preparation. Exhale, we lift the head, imprint the back, and peel off the mat. Stay there, breathe in, and exhale, lower back down. Reach to the side, grab your circle, put your head through the circle. One of the handles is at the base of the skull, not in the neck, please. The hands are at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position on the sides. This is exhausting on the forearms, so be prepared. Breathe in, exhale, lift up to that chest lifted position, pulling your shoulders down. Take a breath. Keeping the chest lifted this far, slowly tick-tock your body over to the right. Come through the center, breathing in, just like you're trying to bring down, but then you changed your mind. You're trying to bring your right shoulder or elbow down to the mat, but you changed your mind. You're coming back to the center. Go to the left, keeping forward. Come back up. Pretend you're peering at something on the outside of the right knee. You come through the center and you're going to what's on the left side of the left knee. The legs don't move, and we go to the right. Inhale through the center, and we go to the left. 2 more sets coming up. Keep pulling in the belly deeply as you inhale. And exhale, pull it in even more. Last set, take a breath. Inhale over, exhale over. Come through the center, breathing in. Exhale to the left. And you should be warm. Go down. Ooh, let those abdominals go. Lengthen out your legs and arms and take a really long stretch. Feel like you're pulling your ribs and your pelvis away from each other. Reaching out long. I'm going to flip off my shoes. I don't think I need them for this next thing. Okay, so you're going to put the circle over. Let's do it on the inside of the knees. It's a kind of a wide position, but let's see if we can do let's squeeze, I would say, squeeze one time inside of your legs. Your feet are just comfortably placed. They're not too narrow, not too wide. And then release it and squeeze again a lot. And then this next time, squeeze about 50% of that. So you can hold it. You're going to stay there. Arms up to the ceiling. Take a breath. Exhale. Curl your chest forward, looking towards that oval-shaped circle, and pump your arms. Inhale. And out. And in. And exhale, 3, 4, 5. Breathe, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, are the shoulders down. Inhale, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inner thighs, pelvic floor. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feet are down. Don't have to worry about those hip flexors. Breathe in. And exhale, 3, 4, 5. 3 more sets. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more shoulders, really reaching long towards your feet. Last set. And exhale, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, take that out. Ooh la 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 la, that was a lot of work on the inner thigh, but that felt good. I now can open my inner thighs a little bit easier, so bring your knees up towards your chest. Put your hands on the inside of your knees and just open your knees and go, oh, that opened them up. That woke up the inner thigh. They're actually a little bit more limber in your hip joint. So now let's take the right foot in the circle, bring the right arm out to the side. We're going to take advantage of that little bit of engagement of the inner thigh and do some single leg circles. But first we have to equalize the leg a little and take that leg across the body without the pelvis coming off. So this is purely from your hip joint through your knee to your foot to stretch the outer band of the leg. Bring the leg back. We're not going to stretch the inner. It's nice and warm. Change to your left foot in the circle. Right hand on the handle. Left arm out to the side. And let's just bring that leg slowly across the body while keeping a little tension towards your face. And let that leg relax into a stretch of the outer hip. We warmed up the glutes in the bridge, so that this giving a little bit more than it would if it were cold. Never do a really a big stretch cold. You can do one for information and a little bit of warm, but don't do it cold. All right, so now we're going to go to single leg circles. The left leg's going to stay down. Right leg is going straight up to the ceiling. Arms are going to be for 3 circles in each direction We're going to do 2 sets of these. The first set is 3 circles each direction with the arms by the sides of the hips. We'll change to the other leg. Then we'll come back to the first leg again and do them with the arms in the circle above the chest. So flex the right foot, but lower the right leg downward until you feel the quad turn on. If you can do this exercise with the heel flex, please try it. Bringing the leg towards your face to feel the quad burning. Across the body, 1 circle around, out to the side. That's warm inner thigh here. We go across, downward to the foot and back up to the top. Arms are long, hips are stable. This is your last one in this direction. We go to the right shoulder, circle downward to the foot, back up across the body and to the head. Outward and downward and across and back up. One more time. And as it comes, let's take this leg, bend the knee and place that leg down on the mat. Bend the left leg in, stretch it up to the ceiling, push the heel to the ceiling, feel the back of the leg open up, then move the leg to 45 degrees away from your head and push the heel and straighten the knee, feeling the quad, pull the leg upward towards your head first, then across to the right shoulder. Downward, out to the left and up to the head again, across the body. Downward towards the right foot, back up to the head, one more, across, downward, back up to the head, we reverse the circle. Outward, down, across and back up, and outward, down and across and back up, one more, outward, down, across and back up, bend the knee, stretch out the leg, bring the right leg into the chest, straighten it up, take your circle, bring the circle above your chest, and squeeze a little bit on the circle, but feel, or rather look through the circle and feel the gaze. You open yourself into your peripheral vision. And now be conservative across the body. Downward, how quickly can you go? Or how far can you go? Make sure you feel that quad at the upper one, but see how far you can go out without taking the pelvis width. That was our third in that direction. Reversing, open to the shoulder, downward to the foot, across the body, back up. Open, down. How still can you make the circle? One more, open, down, across and back up. Bend the knee, stretch out the right leg, bring the left leg in, stretch it to the ceiling with the foot flexed. Let's go across the body to the right shoulder, downward to the right foot, out to the left, back up to the head. Across, downward, back up left to the head. One more, across, downward, up the left, back up, reversing circle. Open, downward, across and back up. And open, down, across and back up. One more, open, down, across and back up. Bend the knee, lay the leg down, keeping the circle in the hands. This is a roll up. Those of you not doing roll up, just roll to your side, come to a seated position, and wait for us to come up. Good. And we're going to lean back flat today. We're going back flat and then tucking the tail and rolling backwards. This is sort of going down a la neck pull. Neck pull is a hard roll-up exercise. I rarely teach it anymore. It's very difficult to do. The way down with neck pull, you lean back flat until you can't sustain it anymore. And then you roll through your spine and go back. And those of you not doing the roll, you're just doing that flat back section. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, roll up. This is our fourth one. Stephanie and Rick, if you wish, after you go down, feel free to do 4 rollovers without your circle. You know what that is? If you know what that is, you can do them. I will not be demonstrating that. Two more. And one more. Whoops, wait, I'm not down yet. How can I do one more? I have to wait. Wait till I get down. This is my last one when we roll up. Okay, come now to seated forward. Good. Excellent. Okay. All right, so the hair is a little crazy. But it's long enough now, I can keep it in the beret, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, we're gonna do spine stretch, creating a closed chain or a semi-closed chain exercise. So an open chain exercise is this. When I'm lifting something in my hand, but there's no grounding of this. This, pressing into the floor is working my arm and core and shoulder, but it's connecting to ground. It's connecting to gravity. So open chain exercises we do all the time. We have to learn how to do them. But closed chain exercises give information into the joints about how to seat, how to come to a nice seated position. So we're going to think about seating our shoulders and seating our hip joints. So I want you to feel your inner thighs turn on as you're sitting here so that it feels like you're pulling your sit bones towards each other. I feel a little bit of this turn on right here, and it feels as though I kind of pop myself a little bit off the mat. So you're going to hold that feeling, take a breath. So now you're going to pull more energy into pulling in the belly and letting the back be pulled back by your own abdominals. So you're opening your back. There is a little connection to the circle. You should feel your shoulders kind of anchoring into that circle. Everything is working, my inner thighs, my abs, my pelvic floor, my shoulders, my core. And now I'm going to stack back up again. If you don't, excuse me, feel massive amount of abdominals, turn them on more here. You can choose this. Breath, pelvic floor, inner thighs popping off the mat, drawing in the navel, nodding your chin forward, pulling your waist backwards, opening up the back, feeling like your quads and legs are helping you open the back. And then we inhale, stack back up. 2 more like that, then we add some shoulder work. Exhale, draw in the belly, pressing on the circle lightly with the shoulders anchored downward. And we return. Last one, breath for preparation. Abs are working, inner thighs, pelvic floor, and waist is pulling back as the arms are trying to press on that circle. And then we come back up. So I felt a lot of engagement in my quads, my inner thighs here. So that's a good thing. Now let's just loosen them up a little, bend your knees, and just let the legs relax a little bit. I don't want them so turned on for this next one. You're going to take the circle, bend your knees so that you can bring your body forward as if you're trying to reach something on the floor in front of you, but you're not going to do it by rounding your back like this. You're going to do it by sitting up tall and leaning as if a board is in your back or a pole on your back. Then the circle comes here, and the circle goes as high as your arms can make it go without straining or hurting in the shoulder socket. Feel like the arms end a triangle line right to the middle, but behind you. So as my arms are ending in the middle of my back, I'm going to be pulling the circle back from there and pulling it back and pulling it back. And the back is working and the head isn't dropping. The chin is held in, the neck is long, the head is pushing upward. Keep going. 2 more. Hold. Round your spine. Place the circle down. Place your hands on your ankles. We're going to breathe into our backs. And exhale. And inhale into the back. And exhale. And again, inhale into the back, stretching out the place that just worked so well. And then we come stack up the spine. So now we're going to take a little spine twist. So place your circle not near you. We don't need it now. We're going to grow taller, and we're going to do this today with the arms long and the thumbs facing backwards, palms are up. So let's do that a couple of times and just loosen up the shoulders. Arms, palms face downward, shoulder movement to take the palms up, shoulder movement to take the palms down. You could do the hand movement without any shoulders. Bring the shoulders in to bring the palms up and leave them there. Sit really tall. To the right, twist twice. Pulsing 1, 2, exhale to center. Breathing into the left, pulse. Grow taller in your spine. Imagine that you're unscrewing a cap and their spine is getting longer, and we unscrew it to the left. Try not to let the trailing arm come forward to the twist. Leave it behind you. Your back is still working here. We go one more set. Exhale, center, and to the left. Exhale, center, and reach forward, grab onto, bend your knees and grab to your insteps. And allow the arms to stretch by grabbing those feet and not letting it move. My knees cannot be straight here. I'm just allowing my shoulders to stretch in the back where it just worked. Then I come on back up. We're gonna work some more shoulders with our glutes today. So let's do I wanna do that first? Oh yeah, we didn't do any abdominal series. We're gonna save our abs for teaser a little bit later and some open leg rocker work. So let's lie down on the right side. We're gonna get our glutes early today, still working the shoulder. So the legs are in a straight line, not in a bent knee position. When I look down at my body, it's a perfectly straight line. I don't have boomerang shaped legs forward, not on this one. So the left arm is gonna be on the circle. I think Nicole, this is your left arm, so make sure you put it beyond your wrist where you can support and not hurt your forearm. Okay, so I'm pressing downward on this circle in order to get some stability into my core. When I press on the circle and I feel my shoulder, I'm gonna also feel my abdominals pulling in. I'm gonna raise both legs off the mat. So when I do that, they're just slightly off the mat. I have a kind of a held middle of my body. My right waist is not collapsed down into the floor. It's being held because my left waist is engaged, and I'm also bringing my right inner thigh up here. So now I'm gonna take my left foot slightly off my right. My right leg is still in the air. It doesn't get to anchor. The only anchor is my right arm, my torso, all the way to my hip, and my arm through the circle. We're gonna lift the leg, lower the leg, and pull it to the back. Got the wrong position here. Breathe in, go forward with the leg. Up we go leg, down we go leg, pull it to the back. Every time the leg comes forward, you should feel your arm working in the shoulder. If you have a hyperextended elbow, please soften your elbow and don't bring your leg so far forward that your shoulder overworks. Lift, lower, exhale to the back, keep going and forward. Lift, lower, but feel how you need the core through the arm in order not to fall forward when this leg comes to the front. 2 more times after this back. We go 1, up, down, return to the back. And last one, forward, up, down, and back. Leave the leg behind, squeeze the butt. Put the circle down for a moment. We're just gonna keep the hand on the floor, and let's kick the heel backwards, trying to keep it in line with the hip, not raising the leg behind. It's just parallel to the floor. Keep going, pulsing back 5, pulse it back 6, abs are working, and 7, pulse it back 8, 2 more, abs working. Don't let your back change shape on this one. Okay, come forward again with both legs and lower them down and put the circle on the floor. Bend your right knee and bring it to the front of your mat. Putting your left hand on your hip line, let's do a little bit of collapsing of the waist into the mat, then pushing your hip away should raise up the right waist off your mat. We go again, collapsing and then pushing away. And one more time, collapsing the waist. Notice how it changes. The spine changes the shape or the alignment of the pelvis. Let's go now to the right waist is off your mat. This is stable. Do not tuck your tail here. Swing the leg forward, inhaling, sticking your tailbone back, and lift the leg. Lower it, pull it to the back and pull in your belly. Swing it forward, sticking the tailbone backwards. Feel the integrity of your torso, the waist, the tailbone. Lift, lower, exhale to the back. The more you hold those areas stable, the easier it is to lift the leg. And we go again, forward, up, down. And the other thing that's true about the glute is that it doesn't work very well when you tuck your tailbone. It has to really be in neutral spine for the muscle to function properly. And 3 more, forward, lift, lower, and exhale back. And 2 more, we're just practicing on this, and back. And 1 more time, forward, up, down, and back, and bring it forward. And now we're gonna really double it up here. 20 times down to the floor and up, and 2, and lift. 3 and lift, and 4 and lift. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. No change in the waist. In fact, put your right hand right at your right waist on the floor and make sure nothing changes. And 6, keep it in front. 7 and 8 and 19 and 20. And that should be a yes, my glutes worked. Okay, give a massage in the area where you felt it. So all these exercises, if you keep your spine stable and neutral, and also, what was the other thing I was going to tell you about that one? Dropping a leg. I can't remember. It was right there and now it's gone. Let's cross the left ankle over the right knee. Remember to flex the foot so your ankle bone is not digging into your thigh. If you have trouble reaching your thigh, you can use a yoga strap around your right leg, and then I'm just going to cross my foot under and use my circle. You can do it this way. So your right leg will be in the circle at the knee. Who is that? Kathy Peterson. Yes, and then cross your left ankle over there you go. That way you don't have to reach forward if your proportions aren't right and you can't grab your right leg. And then you can just pull it with neutral spine. So when you pull on this and you allow your low back to imprint into the mat, you're not really stretching fully the muscle we're intending to stretch, which is in your glutes. Roll a tiny bit to your right, staying neutral with the low back off the mat. And then come back in and unhook yourself. And let's do a grab behind the knees to roll up, spin around on your mat, and go to the other side. So we're going to start out with the circle in hand. The left arm is stretched out. Your head is on that arm. Your body is a perfectly straight line. And take your circle, wrist, heel of hand, somewhere like this in your, right outside your shoulder, right out of your shoulder. So we breathe and exhale, raise both legs off the mat just a little bit and feel. Now, we did this a couple of times. I think we're going to let ourselves collapse down into the floor and raise up again. And one more time, collapse the waist and raise up and hold this lifted position. Feel your left waist working. Raise your right leg just a little bit off and then swing it forward, breathing in. Raise the leg, lower the leg and pull it to the back and breathe in, go forward with the leg and lift it and lower it and exhale, pull it to the back. And breathe in, go forward, and lift, and lower, and exhale to the back. Remember to keep the foot relaxed in the ankle. Don't let the foot be pointing nor flexing. This will translate all the work into the hip rather than down the IT band. Lift, lower, and back. Keep going, and forward, up, down, and back. And 3 more forward, lift, lower, and back. And 2 more forward, up, down, and back. And last one, forward, up, down, and back. Leave the leg behind, place the circle down, place the right hand just on the floor for balance, and sort of semi-roll towards your front, pushing the right leg behind you with the heel flexed. And 1, and 2. Abs are working, try not to arch the back when you push it back. And 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. And now bend the knees, placing the left knee in the front and the left foot in the front of the mat. Place the right, oh, this is when we did that little waisty thing. Put your right hand in your hip and bring that right leg to the front. And now let your hip collapse. That would flatten the left waist into the mat. And as you push your hand into your hip, it brings the waist up. And then do that again. Collapse the waist and then pull it back out. That's where I really like you to work. And then collapse the waist and then pull that out. And now just hold that leg there and lift it and lower it and pull it to the back. Breathe in, keep your hand at your hip so that you know that nothing is moving except below your hand. Nothing above your hand is moving. And this is our 4th one. We're going all the way to 10, another set of these. And relax your foot, lift, lower, and exhale to the back. And breathe in, forward, and lift, and lower, and exhale to the back. And keep going forward, up, down. Make sure that leg goes behind and your abs are holding. Forward, lift, lower, and back. And 2 more, forward, up, down, and exhale back. And last one, forward, lift, lower, and exhale back. Bring the leg to the front, and now drop it to the floor for 20 times and up. 2 and lift. Remember the left waist, you can put your fingers there and try to feel that that doesn't change. And 7 and 8, and starting to feel it. We're not done. 10 more times, down and up. And 2 and lift, and 3 up, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and bend the knee, and relax the leg, and do a little hip massage. And then let's roll over to the back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, or it's actually your lower leg. Make sure your ankle bone is not digging in. And I'll demonstrate that circle thing again. I've actually put my left knee into the circle. I'm going to cross my right ankle right inside that circle over that leg. And then I can use the circle to pull the leg in closer to intensify the stretch. No strain in the shoulders to reach for the leg. And then roll a tiny bit to your left to free up some other fibers there. Remember to stay neutral in your spine, not letting the low back collapse. It's really easy to do that. You just have to make yourself pay attention to that thing. Okay, now let's disconnect and grab behind and roll up to a seated position. We're going to do a little bit of just, I think we're not going to use a circle for this one. We're going to do a little bit of teaser challenge. So we're going to start this, and I'm going to have you just decide where you're going to take your challenge. So for me, this is the most fundamental place to challenge my abdominals because it's functional. I need to bring my chest towards my knees. I've got a nice V shape, my leg and my torso. And then I'm going to straighten my legs and see, oh, how far can they straighten before my legs want to push into my hands and I don't want to keep that shape. And then I come back again. Try that one more time. You're sitting behind your sit bones and you're just trying to straighten your knees without putting pressure into your hands. You just have to be honest about where you are. Now take your arms off parallel to your thighs. And because you can't see yourself really in your camera, you have to do this by looking forward and making sure your knees don't change. And then we bend them again. We go again. And one more time. And then come back out. Oh. Massage your thighs a little bit. Okay. So those of you not rolling up to teaser are going to do the same thing. Those of you coming to teaser are going to do it with your circle. So landing in a lane, do those that we just did. Everyone else, see if you can come up to your teaser with the circle. It's going to change your weight distribution. Roll forward. Lift up your legs. Find your teaser. Raise your arms over your head like a halo is going over your head. Bring it forward again, so parallel to thighs. Roll down. We only have one more to do. We didn't do any of those old abdominals, so this is all our abs. We roll up. Float to your teaser, parallel arms and legs. Then the arms go over your head, and they come forward, and we roll away from the legs, and then down. Oh, good. Now, oh my God, that was exhausting. All right. Now let's pick ourselves up off the floor and do the next thing. Okay, we need to work the back body a little bit. Let's just do some single leg bridges. We're just going to do the kicking one without the circle. Oh, I think I should use my sandals. Okay. Breath for prep. Exhale, curl, imprint, peel off. You should feel looser now in this bridge from the first ones. Right leg up to tabletop, then straight up. Hold the hip up high. Lower the right leg down, pointing your foot just past your left knee. Then flex, kick the leg up. Lower the leg again, just past. Keep your glute working on your left. Do it again, 2 more. Flex, kick it. 1 more time, lower. Flex, kick. Lower the leg, downward bend your knee, and then place the foot down, rolling through your spine, relaxing your spine. Gentle landing. Breath. Exhale, curl again, upward, bridging up. Squeeze your glutes. Raise your left leg to the tabletop. Stretch it to the ceiling. Hips are up. Lower the left leg just past right knee. Flex, kick the foot up. Lower the leg just past. Flex, kick it up. Keep the right hip pushing. Left hip doesn't drop either. Lower the leg. Flex, kick it. And then lower just to bend the knee and lie down the leg. Oh. And then bring the knees into the chest. And let's just rock like a log. Okay, let's grab behind the knees, roll up to seated position, and we're gonna see if we can do an open leg rocker. Oh, I just got a cramp in my foot. Okay. Let's take a stretch first. Put your hands behind your legs. We're sitting back in this position with our back nice and straight and held in. Raise a leg and bend it. Raise a leg and bend it. Raise and bend. I'm holding on to my fingers with my other hand so I can be sure not to move my upper leg at all. Keep your chest lifted. It will give you a better line. Okay, so now let's just do it without the circle today. I'll see how to get into it. I used to do it with the circle, but let's just do this today the way it is. So remember, you are in a teaser shape in your back. You're kind of flat in your back. Your sternum is lifted. You're gonna look at your navel and roll. And then let the hips rise and roll back up and stop yourself from moving. And then roll again. Remember, the spine goes from a curved flex shape to a flat shape. And it curves again. And one more time, roll. Roll up, legs together, hold your teaser again, and bend and come on out. Let's just take a little stretch side to side. Okay, so we're gonna take a sort of a mermaid stretch. Put your elbows towards your knees, bring your feet together, and just lean forward into your hip line and open your hips. And just keep your back straight and flat to push a stretch into the hip joints. I'm doing little tiny pulses. I'm pressing in, then I release. I'm pressing my elbows out on my knees. Then I come back a little bit, a couple more, just looking for resilience, for a kind of a bounce back, for a giving of the muscles, and then a pulling back against it. Resilience is a really important thing in your body. One more. Okay, and now we're going to take the left knee bent. The right leg is out to the side. The right hand is going to be on the floor. So this right hand is actually, if I push my hand into the floor, it elevates my right hip, but it pushes weight into my left hip. When we take our stretch over to the right, the tendency would be to unweight the left hip. So the right hand pushes to anchor the left hip. Sit up nice and tall first to start with. Lift up your left arm, pushing the hand into the floor. Reach the left arm over as if it's trying to reach someone who's 6 feet tall on the right side of your body, and you're trying to touch the top of that person's head. You're not as much going over as going up and a little bit over. And then release that hand or that arm and bring that left arm down by the side. Take the right arm straight up, push the left hand into the floor to keep the right hip from coming up, and do the same thing reaching here. Reach long, get length in between your bones. Try not to compress the folding over side. and then come back up. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and twist to your left by putting your left hand behind you, twisting your shoulders, growing taller. Both hips are weighted, and we come out of there. Let's do the same on the other side. Bend your right knee towards your left. Let's start with the left hand on the floor, the right arm up into the air. So we go reaching up, and think about that person is right over there, and I'm going to reach up to his head or hers, and we're going to press that right hip down into the mat by reaching that right side over. Try not to compress your left side. Think of your head being in line as if there were two panes of glass, one in front and one behind you, and you're fitting your body in between them, pure side movement. Right hand on the mat, left arm straight up, pushing your right hand into the mat to anchor your left hip. Reach up, grow longer in your spine, and grow out of both hips as you reach. And then we come out, place the left hand on the outside of the right thigh, turn to the right, placing your right hand on the floor, grow taller, and feel like you're twisting purely around your spine. You're not collapsing in your chest. You're not arching your back. Your ribs are held in. When you inhale, you feel intra-abdominal pressure in that twist, and then you come out of there. Okay, now let's take a little time to do some preparations for side for twist. So Nicole, you can do this we'll try it on the right side, and then on the left side, you can just do a plank on your left elbow. So let's go to right hand on the mat so we can give her a chance to do it on one side. My left foot is in front of my right foot in hieroglyphic feet. Right now I'm slumping in the shoulder. I'm gonna pull up out of the slump, and I will inhale, rise up in my side plank, squeezing my inner thighs together, finding my pelvic floor muscles. My head is in line with my spine. My right shoulder is anchored. I'm gonna soften both knees and come down to the floor. So Bonnie, you can do the other side. Okay, you do the other side first because you have the other side that can't be done. So try the other side in a side plank. You just have to reverse and make sure your top leg is in front. We're gonna swing that arm up into the air as we rise up. Come out of the slump and inhale, rise up. Hold, turn your head towards your right hand. For you, Bonnie, it's left. You're gonna bow yourself up higher just like we did up on the floor, lengthening out the top side, but not crimping the bottom side. Bring yourself back to flat and square, looking forward, and bend your knees and come down. We have one more to do with that head turn and the extra bridging of the side. So anchor your shoulder, inhale, rise up, turn your head to the floor, bow over higher between those two panes of glass still. Inhale, come back, bend your knees and come on out. Now's when we really need the stretch. So let's stretch that side. We're gonna just go over. This is the bottom side stretching. You can do this on the elbow as a regular plank. You can do it without the head turn, although that doesn't hurt it very much. Okay, so now try this on your elbow, and Bonnie, I think you're not gonna try it at all. So that's your left side, your right side, Bonnie, right? Your right side, so you're gonna lie on your left and just do oblique double leg lifts to get your obliques working on that side. Okay, so here we go. Second side, everyone. Left hand on the floor, and we're gonna swing out top leg, which is your right one, is in front. So we go, inhaling, rise up, left shoulder was anchored, didn't tell you about that, and hold, and feel strong, legs are strong, abs are working, pelvic floor, and then soften your knees, come down slowly. Relax the left shoulder. We can go one more time like that. Inhale, rising up. So exhale for prep. Inhale, rise, setting the left shoulder. Hold, feel everything working. Your head is in line. Your shoulders are both anchored. Your abs and glutes are working. And we come down. This time we turn the head. Inhale, rise. Exhale, turn your head, bow over, higher. Bridge higher. Inhale, return to center. And exhale, come back down. Rest. Relax the left shoulder. Set the shoulder. Inhale, rise. Exhale, turn your head and bow up higher. Inhale, come back to square. And bend and come back down with your exhale. And let's just sit like that and stretch out the side that bore weight. And then we come back out and let's do some upper back extension, just basic. So last time we did the upper back, usually we're on our stomachs, but usually I just have my hands by the side. And when we do the head turn and we bend to one side or the other, today we're going to do the same thing we did before, which is to reach the arms like airplane arms. So if you didn't do this on Tuesday, you're going to do this for the first time now. It's not a big deal. It's just giving you a little bit more back work. So you're on your stomachs. So the thing I want you to remember about this position, when your forehead is down on the mat, if you have glasses and they're in the way, you might want to remove them. I'll try to cue things so you don't have to do visuals. When I put my forehead down on the mat, in this on my stomach position, if you reach back behind you and feel your neck, feel like what you've done is you've lengthened those muscles in the back of the neck, that when you would be to lift your head, which would be to look up at your computer screen or to look up from a book you're reading or for your iPhone, these muscles get really shortened. So while we're on this floor with our foreheads down in this, nose into the mat position, realize it's benefiting your neck. So as you straighten your neck and lift your head, I want you to think that you're pushing your nose along the mat, but your neck is getting longer. And you're not crimping the back. You're just gazing a little bit more forward. And as you do that, still try to keep your neck long. Feel your arms and elbows supporting this, and feel the work start to go into between your shoulder blades. And then relax down again, tucking your chin, lengthening your neck, aiming for your forehead to come down on the mat. Again, breath for preparation, and exhale, push the nose along the mat, keep your belly in, feel your hands and elbows, try to feel the neck long as you begin to lift the thoracic spine farther down your neck. The first few inches is just the neck, but you don't want to have the really big arch in your neck. And then roll back down. So the rest of the work has to come into the spine farther down, into between your blades. We go again, your thoracic area. Push the nose along the mat to just try to lift the head slightly. Feel the neck staying long, not crimping, bringing beyond there up between your blades. Abs are still working. Feel your arms anchoring your shoulders. And then lower back down again. Should feel like a lot of shoulder work. Now, take your arms to a T position, floating along the floor. Lift your head and just gaze down at the floor. So you haven't curled up, you're just gazing at the floor. As my right hand comes towards my right hip, my left arm is airplaning upward. It's still staying level to the floor, and I've turned my head towards my right shoulder. And then I'm going to come back, turning my head facing the floor again. As my left arm comes towards my left leg, my right arm is going overhead like an airplane, and we're turning, or we're looking at the left shoulder. And then we come back. Again, this is not crimping the side. So right now, I'm not crimping my right side. I'm trying to lengthen my left. And then we come back to center, looking at the floor. One more the other way. Lowering your left arm, raising your right side. And we come back and put your hands under your shoulders and sit yourself back into a child's pose position, or releasing your low back. So if you can get your hips and your heels to touch, that will open your low back. I can't go very far myself on this, but I'm going to try. to let my back open. Now I'm going to come up with my pelvis, a little bit of separation of the knees, and then stretch your arms away far forward, stretching through the shoulders and the back. I'm letting myself hang here a little bit through my shoulders. Do what you can. If this feels uncomfortable, try to find a position. Maybe your elbows can be bent and your head is down like this, so you can look at the camera. Mostly I'm tractioning my back. And my tailbone is in the air, and the rest of my spine is down, and I feel like gravity is helping me get some length between my vertebrae, decompressing my discs and the nerves. Now round your spine and come back to a quadruped position, and let's just do a little bit of balance work from there. So Nicole, you could go from elbow like this for sure, same thing. If it's hard on wrists, Bonnie, I think you should be okay bearing weight in quadruped. So let's go, the hands are a little bit wider than your knees are. So knees are closer, arms are a little wider, that's okay. We're gonna look at the floor, anchor your shoulders, and remember the other day I said, when you get your shoulders onto the ribs, don't overdo it and hollow out your chest so much that you hunch your back. So go to a flatter spine and an anchored shoulder and see what you get there. See how you feel yourself doing that. Swing back your right leg. Place your foot on the mat. We're going to do plank first. Look at the floor. Don't let your gaze wobble as you get ready to take your left leg back. Curl your toes under. Find your plank. Stretch through your feet. Release your heels backwards and downward to stretch your calves. Using your feet, push yourself forward to stretch through your toes. Put one knee down, other knee down. Okay, now we're going to actually do the quadruped challenge. We're going to bring the right arm forward. Notice more weight coming onto the right knee. Pull the shoulder down on the right side. Slide your left foot along the floor until the leg is straight, and then lift it 2-3 inches, just that much. Looking at the floor, stabilizing by feeling the bridge between your left hand across your body to your right hip, down to the right knee. Swing back the leg and the arm simultaneously, and let's start with the other side. I'm going to put weight in preparation. As I think about releasing my left hand, my right hand takes more weight automatically. So my left hand is sliding. Then I notice my left knee taking weight. I'm going to look at the floor, be stable, and then slide my right foot along the floor until my knee is straight, not disturbing my gaze. Lift the leg a couple, 3 inches, holding steady. Slide simultaneously back. I like to use my vision here to see my stability. I can see in the ridges of my mat whether I am wobbling or not. So now I'm going to send the right arm and the left leg away, feeling the bridge between my right knee across my middle to my left hand. And anchor the shoulders in the back and feel that you're supporting this work in the back as well as the front. And then come back down simultaneously. And then we release the left hand and right leg. No wobble. Hold steady. Anchor the shoulders. Feel the back supporting this as well as the front. Bridge between your right hand and left knee. And we'll come back. And let's do one more set. So let's think about the bridge first. If the right hand and the left leg are going to go away, the left hand and the right knee feels the bridge. It feels solid as a rock. And then we swing them back. These get better as you practice them. Now right hand and left knee are the bridges. And this is what we go. Right leg, left arm. And come back. Let's do one more like that. Right arm, left leg goes away. The bridge is the opposite set. Should start to be normal. Keep your chin into your throat. Do not let your head hang. You're building the ability to hold your head up in this exercise. And then come back. You have finished. I'm sorry, I didn't cue the second side. If you didn't do it, do the second side. And now we're going to stretch back again and release the wrists for a happy puppy. And let's come on up and take a little shoulder circles. Oh, we're getting over time. So let's fold the wrists over. They got a little bit stressed on those last quadrupeds. And let's do some circles with the wrists. Reverse your circles. And shake them out. Yeah, so my wrists felt that a little bit. Hopefully they won't feel it very long. They usually don't. So thank you very much for coming. I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.